Here's what I've realized through all of this, truly, having lived through quite literal hell these past 7 months, if you strip someone of their humanity long enough, you will arrive at the chilling conclusion that they don't deserve to exist at all. Every morning I wake up to a new headline lying about me. I have comedians dressing up in whiteface. I have people saying I'm not fit to be CEO, and I have Candace Owens claiming I murdered my husband. And the list goes on and on and on. There is a serious epidemic of dehumanization plaguing this country. And here's what I've realized through all of this, truly, having lived through quite literal hell these past 7 months, if you strip someone of their humanity long enough, you will arrive at the chilling conclusion that they don't deserve to exist at all.
This Erika Kirk is a real piece of work, y'all. I don't know why she's sitting there dressed like Eminem. I don't know why she's sitting there dressed like she about to hit a lick. I don't know what's going on with her, but she definitely crashed out in this particular podcast show she did, y'all. And we got to go down the rabbit hole because it's something extremely wrong with this entity known as Erika Kirk. And there's a lot of developments that reach my news desk. And we got to chop it up about some of the things that I'm seeing, y'all. You know, she shows up to the White House correspondent dinner with a new date, happened to be a brother. Fox News news pundit. Yeah, she literally showed up with a brother. And of course, the dinner got shot up, and she said she just want to go home. So she was vulnerable that night. Not only did she show up with her new man, but she left vulnerable. And this is just months after losing her husband. Months. So she gained TPUSA. She gained a whole empire. We're talking about she has become the CEO, and the base has pretty much changed dramatically because one of the first things she did was attempt to absorb the audience of Meg Thee Stallion. She started coming out to all of her meetings and gatherings like she was Chris Jericho or Stone Cold Steve Austin from the WWE. And it's just been really ratchet. It's been very dysfunctional. And some of the things that she's upset about, we got to examine because, you know, she's still playing this grieving widow and playing the victim role to anyone who pretty much criticizes her at all. Any news correspondent, any independent journalist, anybody with a mic. It seems that she's paying attention to all of them. And this is crazy work, y'all. We got to really get into it. I'm going to skip the intro today and we just going to cook. We just going to cook because I got a lot of sources. We got to talk about this character known as Erika Kirk. A lot of people online saying that she's a Mossad agent, a honeypot set up by Israel. That's what a lot of people are saying. Whether I agree or not, I'm going to keep that to myself. However, it's plausible, you know, based on how they met. And there's a lot of dark secrets. You know, you got some people also saying that Erika Kirk was helping traffic jits to Epstein. So you got that going on. You know, this is what people are saying all over the media. Now, I don't know if all of that be true, but I do know something is very janky about this person. Something is very sinister about Erika Kirk. This is the bride of Chucky. And Candace Owens has been hot on her trail. Candace Owens has been putting out a lot of information that warrants a lot of questions. It warrants a lot of questions, especially in regards to her and Charlie's relationship. I'm talking about Erika and Charlie's relationship before Charlie passed. And there's a lot of new developments. We got to get into it. But it's crazy that she did this face. She did this interview, crashing on, not this interview, this podcast, and she made the exact same face that Druski actually made in his comedy skit. Look, peep this.
Every morning I wake up to a new headline lying about me. I have comedians dressing up in whiteface. I have people saying I'm not fit to be CEO. And I have Candace Owens claiming I murdered my husband. And the list goes on and on and on.
Now, did Candace Owens say that for no reason? Did Candace Owens say that for no reason? Because everybody has reasons to speculate that she did that. And I'm going to go to some sources here where you're going to question whether or not she set up Charlie as well. And I'm serious, man.
There is a serious epidemic of dehumanization plaguing this country. And here's what I've realized through all of this.
Now, listen, for those who don't know, this is who Erika Kirk showed up to the White House correspondent dinner with. And it has been confirmed. That was her date. And, this is just crazy. Don't be surprised if you see Candace Owens show up with some box braids and them baby hair slicked down. Don't be surprised if you see her really, really change up, really switch up. Now, of course, this could be publicity. This could be some type of publicity stunt because, it doesn't look too good. Yeah, it looks like she's wearing a damn wedding dress. The optics of this is crazy, right? But here's the thing. Let's not doubt for a second that they would put her next to a brother because of her public image, to make it seem like she's less racist than she is, the media is full of dirty tricks, y'all. The media is full of dirty tricks. My nigga Breed knew the time. So don't be surprised if they just paired her with this guy at this date, at this meeting, just to, work on her image, because she is the one that says that the country has to look out for young white male men, right? So there's a lot of reasons why they could have paired her, right? Or this could be, this could be legit. I don't know. And, people want to do their interracial thing. That's on them. That's not really what this is about. It's just Erika Kirk. It's just being Erika Kirk in an interracial relationship is crazy. That's just a crazy idea. Because she pushes so much to rally the troops. She blows that white supremacist, Christian nationalist dog whistle every chance she gets. So it would just be crazy work if she's really dating a brother.
So Erika Kirk just spoke out publicly against Druski, the comedian who made that video about her, and you just have to see what she said. Just watch.
Every morning I wake up to a new headline lying about me. I have comedians dressing up in whiteface. I have people saying I'm not fit to be CEO. And I have Candace Owens claiming I murdered my husband. And the list goes on and on and on. There is a serious epidemic of dehumanization plaguing this country.
I'm just going to work backwards because I have to start here. The epidemic of dehumanization in this country is coming from Donald Trump, who, as recently as a month ago, celebrated one of his political opponents dying. There's no evidence that she was involved in the shooting, and I don't really care about her qualifications as Turning Point USA CEO. I think she should run it into the ground. But the idea that this is whiteface is not a thing. Just read a history book, my God. It's just absolutely remarkable how much Druski has gotten under MAGA's skin for a comedy video. They are sensitive snowflakes who need a safe space. So Erika...
Yo, did Druski single-handedly just really ruffle the feathers of MAGA, man? You know, with a comedy skit? I don't know. But this is wild because she's talking about somebody dressed up as whiteface. And like our Caucasian brother here said, whiteface is not a thing. Let's stop that. Let's stop that. But I personally believe that Erika Kirk, she more than likely is in the brothers. And I think the reason why she looks so damn demonic all the time is because she got a itch that she needs scratched, and she decided to go to a brother. That's what it looked like happened. And hey, it is what it is. You know, we're gonna say allegedly, but come on now. We didn't already seen her entangled with many different people. Like, they played, she plays this good, this good God-fearing white Christian nationalist character, but she ain't fooling she ain't fooling none of us, right? She ain't fooling us, but let's continue. No, of course, that's her leaving the White House correspondent meeting. Dinner. But
So if you're expecting to marry someone that I was blessed with, like a Charlie, you have to be the type of woman that will attract a Charlie. Are you going to church? Are you going to Bible study? Did you tell your pastor that you are ready for the Lord to bring into your life the man that you've been praying for? You yourself need to be prepared for that man, and only you will know how to do that. Does that mean staying out and going out with the girls? I'm not saying you sit on your couch and all of a sudden he's going to knock on your door and be like, honey, let's rendezvous. Like, that's not how it happens. So if you're expecting to marry someone that I was blessed with, like a Charlie.
Now, this white Christian nationalist giving this marriage advice, and we know how she met Charlie. Allegedly, it was some type of job interview. And, basically they ended up dating, marrying, so on and so forth. That's the cover story. But I think this is the wrong person to be giving this type of advice. When her husband died, she been on a whole campaign just building herself up, just in a way that's very distasteful. Posing with Charlie in the casket, holding his hand in the cat, like just a lot of theatrics that just don't seem right. They don't seem right at all. Crazy stuff.
Don't let anyone disenfranchise you because you're a young man, especially a young white male man. Don't ever let anyone talk down to you. We need strong men out there.
Have to protect all men in America, especially all white men in America. Those are the boys that we care about in this country. America is built on their backs. Yes. Because they are the ones who mattered most.
Don't let anyone disenfranchise you because you're a young man.
Now you see why it's crazy, the idea of her dating a black man. It's just crazy, bro. Because she's trying to carry the torch of Charlie, but she can't help her carnal desires. She can't help her carnal desires. Like, she wants to lead the pack. She thinks she literally just did a podcast dressed like Eminem. She act like she's Candace Aberdeen from Hunger Games. She really believed that she's spearheading the base. She throws all these dog whistles out, but she's the same one shimmying down the house, sneaking into the barn. She the same one tying them damn sheets together, shimmying her ass down on the side of the house in the middle of the night, going off in the barnyard. She's the same one. I just can't get over that. But it's a lot worse. It's a lot worse than that. She's only human. She's only human. So people are people. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it is what it is. If women are attracted to the brothers, I'm not trying to condemn that at all. I'm just simply saying, coming from this Jezebel, hey, listen, brothers, I'm going to say it. Brothers, stay away from this one. You liable to wake up tied up in a wine cellar or a basement. You are liable like this, and Christian nationalists are the ones you got to stay away from. They have a cross around their neck, and at the same time, they'll do you something crazy. They'll do you something crazy. But peep the game, though, man. This is wild.
Now she's saying that the kids aren't even Charlie's.
The kids ain't even Charlie's. I told y'all that a long time ago. Erika did come out. Now, so let me give you context. Erika came out and said them kids ain't Charlie's. When I said it months ago, people say, oh, Breed, that's messed. I think they Trump's kids. But hey, that's neither here nor there. I think they Trump's babies. But everybody said, Breed, that's messed up. No, Erika admitted it because Charlie cut her ass out the will and gave everything to the kids. And she said, that ain't fair. Them ain't even his kids. Them ain't his kids.
So basically, Erika Kirk was left with no will money, no merch sale money, nothing after Charlie Kirk was assassinated. He put that his children are going to get all the money. Erika didn't like that. So now she's saying she's entitled to that will money, allegedly, because the children aren't his. But what's crazy is it doesn't go to her because she was his legal spouse. I'm pretty sure it goes to his mom or someone who's like biologically related to Charlie. But Erika Kirk is fighting real hard for that money because how are you about to throw your kids under the bus to get the money? I feel like I don't understand. I don't understand what's going on right now because when Charlie was alive, they were his kids. When Erika thought she was gonna get his will money, they were his kids. When they would take family photos, they were his kids. So the man she was having an affair with, are they his kids? Or are they actually Charlie's kids? Because this is greed on another level. This is greed, this is gluttony, this is pride, this is everything on another level. And it's not cute. It's not a good look. I'll get into this in another video, but some people are saying that Charlie Kirk was going to prove that Jeffrey Epstein is still alive, which is why Erika Kirk and, you know, the president decided to assassinate Charlie. That is a conspiracy theory. I'm not sure about it. I'm gonna dive like a little bit deeper in it, but that's what they're saying. So that'd be kind of wild. It will come in another video. Now she's saying that
Man, listen, this is just straight up MAGA degeneracy. That's what this is. This is a hot MAGA mess, man. And I'm going to say allegedly to all of this, but I've heard from multiple sources that she's going through this dispute about the will. And this is crazy stuff, man.
So Erika Kirk right now is going viral because she's addressing the fact that people keep making fun of her, and she addresses the Druski skit. Now, the funniest part about her addressing the fact that people are doing whiteface about her is the fact that she gave the Druski skit look as she's talking about it. You cannot make this up, Erika. It's well deserved. Come on, be honest. So Erika Kirk right now is going viral because she's addressing the fact.
Yo, that's crazy. I mean, she just been building clout off of Charlie all this time, man.
Charlie, Charlie, Charlie. Love you, Erika. Charlie, Charlie, Charlie. Charlie, Charlie, Charlie. Love you, Erika. Charlie.
You know, she doing her little drive-by meetings, her drive-by public showings. And then, you know, here's the thing about it. If you are so worried about public scrutiny and criticisms, how about just stay your ass out the public? What I mean, why did she never take the time to be a grieving wife? If you're so concerned about public scrutiny and criticism, stay out of the public. But she needs the attention. She loves the attention. I'm telling you.
She showed up with a new man, but left in tears after Trump's event disaster, saying, "I just want to go home." At this point, people are saying she can't catch a break. Is it just bad luck? What do you think? She showed up with a new man, but left in tears after Trump's event disaster, saying, "I just want to go home."
Yep, she showed up with a new man. She left vulnerable. And that's how it happens. That's how it happens, because all he had to do, look, her date had to do was call her. Hey, you know, I'm sorry that happened. You know, let me come over to comfort you. You know, I know you've already been through so much. Easy work. It's crazy, man. Crazy.
But it's not a joke, right? It's not, we are not in some form of literally articulated type like puppet mastering situation. I'm a married man, okay? I've been married for almost 5 years. If I lost my wife to something like that, it's a fucking joke, people. And it's time for you to wake up and realize what is actually taking place. Because as long as they continue to do this and they have the empathy and the support, they're going to continue to do it. And here, I'm going to leave you one last thing before I go, because this one is wildly frustrating, okay? They let you vote. Think about that. But it's not a joke, right? It's not, we are not in some form of...
Now, I'm going to give this man some pushback, because I want to know if that was another white guy she was dating, would you be upset right now, sir? See, you got to give MAGA some pushback. Secret MAGA supporters, you got to give them pushback. You know, he like, yo, look at this. Look who she's dating. I'm just saying.
Literally articulated type like puppet mastering situation. I'm a married man, okay? I've been married for almost 5 years. If I lost my wife to something like that, it's a fucking joke, people. And it's time for you to wake up and realize what is actually taking place. Because as long as they continue to do this and they have the empathy and the support, they're going to continue to do it. And
now, I do agree she moved on way too fast. I mean, she didn't grieve at all. But I'm just questioning this guy here, because would he have said anything if she was just dating JD Vance or somebody? If she would have just linked up with somebody that's really in the base, which that Fox News analyst, he's in the base too. He's part of the MAGA base. They got a couple black tokens in the base. But if she would have been dating anybody else, would Middle America bat an eye at it? That's the question. You know, that's the question I got regarding that.
hired a private investigator to kind of follow her and see what was going on. And then he took her out of the will. So Turning Point USA, all of the merch, none of that goes to her at all. It just goes to their 2 children. And boy, did they make a lot of money on that merch too. And mind you, he did this before he was assassinated. So I don't know, man. Some people are saying he found out kind of who Erika Kirk was, like who she really is. And that's why everything went downhill. Which is insane, because if you look at photos of them, you're like, that is the perfect marriage. That's the perfect life. They have 2 healthy, beautiful children. I mean, all their family photos look like this. So Erika supposedly starts screaming at the lawyers when she finds out that she was left with no money. But mind you, she was mad that Candace Owens allegedly was making hundreds of thousands of dollars on the assassination and everything going on, telling her side of the story, etc. But mind you, Erika Kirk said, and it was recorded, that this assassination was the event of a century. But the weird part, other than that statement, hired a private investigator to...
Yeah, Charlie was up. Look, Charlie was hip to her. Charlie was moving different. He knew something wasn't right with her.
And listen to this terrible D-list actress. Take a listen.
Do you believe that Tyler Robinson murdered your husband?
Yes, I do.
Why do you think it is so hard for so many people to believe that reality?
Because it's too simple. Again, everyone always has to think there's more to the story. Well, sometimes there's not. I've seen the autopsy report. I've seen our case pulled together. I've been in constant contact with our lawyers, the prosecuting team. I've seen it all.
Evil. She is evil. When I watched that, I went, she's evil. I am so infuriated watching that back because she's lying. She's objectively lying and she's acting. She was told to say that to make people believe that she had access to something that we didn't. Mm-hmm. Right? It was because of that clip that when I went in to meet with her, I was going, oh, okay, maybe she has something that the public doesn't. I spoke to the, I'm in touch with the lawyers. I've seen the autopsy report. And then I sit down with her 72 hours later and she tells me, and her lawyer confirms to me, that they have nothing more than what the public has seen. In fact, her lawyer went through great lengths to explain to me that it was actually, that's just not the way it works. Of course.
Now, why would she lie about having an autopsy report, seeing all this data, and being 100% sure Tyler Robinson did it? Why would she lie about that? Unless it's something more nefarious going on. I'm telling you, it's something wrong with this Erika Kirk. And she can't hide it. She has a hideous demeanor. You know, she seemed to be possessed by something. There's a ghost in that machine. There's definitely something demonic operating in Erika Kirk. I said this from the very beginning. And you know what? I talked about it when it was not popular. I got a lot of pushback from various creators, and different people said I was picking on a widow. No, I had what you call discernment. I could just look at that person and see, oh, it's something demonic there. A lot of you all viewing, y'all seen the same thing, but this confirms that she's been lying.
Of course, they don't have anything more. He explained to me very carefully that it wasn't the right time for them to have any more evidence, that the investigation was just beginning. And so right now, their guys are going out and they're going to look for evidence. And then by May, which is fortunately around the corner, then she'll see what they found. So what the F is that performance? Mm-hmm. How could you sit up there and say, yes, I 100% believe Tyler Robinson did it? That right there is why it is impossible for me to think that Erika Kirk is not complicit somehow.
Right. Now, she says she believes Erika Kirk is complicit somehow. She never accused Erika Kirk of murdering Charlie Kirk. But Erika Kirk, of course, took it a step further and said that Candace accused her of murdering her husband. No, she believes you're complicit, meaning you know what happened. Whether or not you agree on it or not, you didn't say nothing. You were complicit. And I believe that. I believe that. I think it actually being Erika Kirk setting up the hit, I think she has something to do with it for sure. Whether she orchestrated the entire thing on her own, no, I believe it's much bigger than that. It's much bigger than that. But is she some type of honeypot, some type of provocateur, some type of agent? I think she is. I believe she lined that man up, y'all. For real.
I will bet my entire journalistic career on the fact that Erika Kirk is a robot. Look at this video of her from the State of the Union last night. She's obviously not a robot. But between the fake tears and the instant sadness, ma'am, please.
Charlie was violently murdered by an assassin and martyred for his beliefs. His wonderful wife, Erika, is with us tonight. Erika, please stand.
She's already standing. Oh my God.
So all come together to reaffirm that America is one nation.
I will bet my entire journalistic career on the fact that
something wrong with that creature, man. That's the bride of Chucky right there. On straight up demon time. And something wasn't right about their marriage towards the end of Charlie's life.
Whether you love her or you hate her, Erika just told on herself, and I don't think she realizes it. A lot of other people are clocking it too. Going back to September 8th, 2 days before Charlie dies. Last live show that he did, he was in his office on the Charlie Kirk show. Framed on the bookshelf behind him is his wedding photo. Then on September 9th, a couple of very odd things happened, not relating to Charlie, but relating to Charlie and Erika. Erika herself in interviews after his death explained that he ended up sleeping in their daughter's room.
So I said, I want you to have a good night's sleep. Go ahead and sleep in her room.
She herself being the one to tell him to go sleep in their daughter's room the night before he died. Her reason being because he wasn't sleeping well. Also sharing that her husband wasn't wearing his wedding ring, adding that he had to come back in the bedroom the next day into their bathroom to get his wedding ring. Is this a big deal? Maybe not. But then insiders share that they had a priest come to their house the night before his death. Not to pray over Charlie and the college debate he was attending the next day. He was there to pray over their marriage and Erika. We're talking the same night a priest showed up at their house to pray over their marriage. He also did not sleep in the bedroom with his wife and did not wear his wedding ring. But wait, there's more. Because the following day, September 10th, we all know what happened. After Charlie's death, we got Erika Kirk in mourning. But by this point, Erika had already told on herself and her marriage. She just didn't realize it. All thanks to this teary-eyed interview, September the 12th, 2 days after her husband's death, where she held her podcast inside of her husband's office, where she herself admits to not having been inside of his office for a very long time. What is very obviously missing in his office? Their framed wedding photo. Everything else is in its place, but not that, and she doesn't even realize it because she's not the one who took it down. So who would take down the framed wedding photo of Charlie and Erika? That gorgeous reminder of their union. Easy. The last person to have access and who was in Charlie's office, Charlie himself. Which was why she had no idea just by filming in her husband's office that she was telling on herself, and whether Charlie did this intentionally or not tells us a whole lot more about the truth behind not just Erika and Charlie.
That's a major clue right there, y'all. That's a major clue because her saying, Erika Kirk saying, she ain't been in that office in a long time. And that wedding photo not being there on the first time she shows up, that's a red flag. A priest came the day before. See, this is info a lot of people didn't know. And when you fact check all of this, there's sources on it. There was a priest there. Charlie didn't even want to sleep in the bed with this woman. He wanted to sleep in the other room. Yeah, because he knew he knew he was dealing with Annabelle. He knew he was dealing with a damn Annabelle doll. He knew he was dealing with an inorganic portal riddled with evil spirits that was after his life. I'm telling you. This is interesting.
But Erika herself. A lot of people questioning the rumors that a billionaire was trying to come in to Turning Point USA. That Erika was happily encouraging this while Charlie was actively fighting it. Whether you love her or you hate her, Erika just told on herself.
Yeah, she told on herself a whole lot of times, y'all. We're gonna spot some of this stuff out. So when she's busy going off on Candace, Owens, and Druski, she really got some explaining to do.
And I have one more thing to tell you. And this is really going to knock your socks off. This is crazy. I've clocked Erika on another lie. A big lie. I went back to my source. Remember I told you when I broke the story and then she had to admit that he texted Dan Flood. First she said, oh, he never texted Dan Flood or whatever. I have his phone. And then I was like, Andrew Colvett told me and my source had access to Dan Flood's messages. Well, Dan Flood, then she admitted he did receive a message, but she said she received that message on a chat that clears, like a Telegram chat. Well, guess what? I went back to that source and they said it was an iMessage. She's lying.
Mm-hmm.
Let me say it again for you. She's now twice lied about this Dan Flood message. First, she said it didn't exist. Then she said maybe it did exist, but actually it was on Telegram, which Charlie had set to clear, and that's why she never saw it. That's a lie. It was sent on iMessage between him and Dan Flood, according to my source, who I trust a lot more than I trust Erika because I've clocked her on too many big lies. So, not okay. And I have one more thing to tell you, and this is really going to knock your socks off. This is crazy.
So this is in regards to a warning to security that she claims went through, but it didn't. See, these are little things right there that scream collusion. These little lies right here.
Watch this. Video footage shows Erika Kirk being evacuated from the White House Correspondents' Dinner after shots were fired at the event. Take a look at this.
I just want to go find
As you can see, she's crying that she wants to go home. Then go home. Why are you even there? Why were you there in the first place? Why was this person even invited? I have no sympathy for this woman whose late husband said that gun violence is necessary in this country to maintain the Second Amendment. Was this gang violence as well? Watch this. Video footage shows
Charlie Kirk did say that. Charlie Kirk did say that. You know, I didn't agree with a lot of things Charlie Kirk said, for the record. However, I think he did have some insight to who Erika Kirk really was.
The rotten core of Turning Point USA. This so-called conservative powerhouse isn't about empowering American youth or fighting for our values. It's a straight-up Mossad front operation, a Jewish intelligence honeypot designed to infiltrate, designed to corrupt, designed to control the right-wing movement in our country, which includes hyping up young military-aged American high school students and college-age Zoomers and luring them into the Zog fighting machine so they can go fight and die for Israel. Top brass riddled with homosexuals, sexual deviants, and grifters laundering money through ballot theft and Epstein-linked schemes. And when Charlie Kirk started to pull away from the pro-Israel cause, sniffing out the Zionist strings that were pulling his puppet show, they whacked him.
Man, you know, I'm going to say this. The scriptures tell us to be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. And, you know, it's interesting reacting to some of this stuff that I see on social media. And what I will say is a lot of things that Charlie Kirk was beginning to say, I do see how people can come up with the narratives that they come up with. You know, of course, I'm completely biased to the situation because I look at the issue as just white supremacy in general. They all, for me, I don't get caught up in the blaming this country or that country or this religion or that religion. I don't care. They all of it is just white supremacy, dysfunction within white supremacy. And that's the reason why they're imploding. That's the reason why you're seeing that white on white crime going on with MAGA. They're all white people just fighting to see who ruled the nigga kingdom. That's how I look at it. And I don't care to blast one fraction of white people over the other ones. You know, that's too deep of a rabbit hole for me, because those people over there in Israel aren't the people that I deal with on a daily basis. I can care less about what they're doing over there in Israel. They don't make me no difference. They don't make me no never mind. Because it wasn't it wasn't Jewish people or Israelis that had anything to do with what we endured over here. It really is really not. Even if you can argue that they pulled some strings behind the scenes, we didn't have to deal with them firsthand. We was dealing with these white supremacists right here in this country firsthand. So I tend to not go that deep with it. Like, who cares? All we know is them people, they're having a lot of problems because the wrong people are ruling the world. Let's frame it that way. Coming from my perspective, as someone who has the so-called Black experience here in America, that's the way I look at it. You know what I'm saying? Yep, somebody said it in the chat. Absolutely. It's just dysfunction and white supremacy. That's exactly what it is.
Staging it as some random hit by a radical left-winger while their Egyptian jets and foreign ties covered up their tracks. None of this is speculation. I also published to X leaked audio from Arizona committeewoman RNC's Liz Harris, naming names, confirming the degeneracy from Morgan McMichael Brown, who had a TPUSA train run through her, the fake trad wife, to the whole synagogue of Satan crew that's running this show. TPUSA serves Israel's interests first and foremost.
And, you know, that could be very much true. I mean, we're right now, America's at war with Iran because Israel said so. So that's common knowledge that perhaps the whole country is being ran by Israel. I don't know. Sure looks that way sometimes, don't it? Every time Erika Kirk come to that stage, she's like Stone Cold Steve Austin out here. It's always a WWE entrance. But peep this though, y'all.
It is being reported that Erika Kirk had to drop out of her highly anticipated TPUSA event with Vice President JD Vance because she was receiving very serious threats. So let me get this straight. It's safe enough in the arena for the Vice President of the United States to attend, but not for Erika Kirk? Candace Owens believes this is BS and wants to know, what do we think the real reason she pulled out is? I think this is a reason. There is no one there, and that is so embarrassing that you had to call in sick. Jake Traylor reported this and said that there was less than 25% of the seats filled, which is about 2,000 seats. TPUSA is already putting out videos to make it look like it is super crowded there, but I noticed the bleachers in the corner there and I had to zoom in. Empty. So, what do you think? Was this about her safety?
You know, I really believe that the MAGA base is not really following her like that. And I said this early on when she took control of TPUSA. I was like, man, it ain't no way that they're gonna really be following her like that. You know, she's just being used. She's just being used. The base has really already fallen apart. Let's see here. Man, I got a lot of sources on Erika Kirk, but we're gonna touch a couple more of them here.
Picturegate. Who put that picture away? That's what they want to know. So Charlie's last live appearance before he was assassinated was, from his home studio at least, was on September 8th. Here is that wedding photo behind him, which you can see. Then fast forward to December 12th, and as a part of her Shabbat Shalom PR Blitz, she conducted her very first interview from Charlie's home office. She was playing the part, as you are about to see, of this is my first time back in his office. And yet, curiously, that wedding photo is missing.
I have not been in here for a very long time, and I've just been, that's part of the reason why I keep looking down. It's not because I'm not wanting to look at you, it's because like there are so many treasures in here.
If this really is your first time in his office, the first time looking down at his desk, who moved the frame behind his head? The internet's immediate reaction, they said Erika removed it. But I would like to push back on that notion. I do not accept that option at all. That would be the exact opposite of the very intentional PR messaging that has come out of Turning Point USA since Charlie died. So that really only leaves us with one other option. And that option would be that Charlie himself moved the frame on the 9th, the day before his assassination. And what would have happened thereafter is Erika simply didn't realize it.
He got up around 2:45, 3-ish to go into the kitchen to grab a snack. And our daughter had woke up around that same time. We live in a small space, so you can kind of hear when everyone's kind of shuffling around. And so she came to our room. So I said, I want you to have a good night's sleep. Go ahead and sleep in her room. And that morning he woke up super early and he came into our bedroom, into the bathroom, because that's where his wedding ring was and his necklace. And he came in and he grabbed that. And then he left. I didn't even get to give him a kiss goodbye.
Charlie woke up for a snack at 2:45 in the morning. The implication is that's what woke up her 3-year-old daughter at 2:45 in the morning. That's not when toddlers at the age of 3 wake up, okay? There might have been another reason that the daughter woke up, but stick with me. Maybe there's noise, not from excitement, but maybe an argument. That would make more sense to me, especially when we add in how she concludes that portion by telling us that Charlie took off his wedding ring during that same night, which is why he, of course, then had to put it back on the next morning. The priest came over to pray over Charlie and Erika's marriage the night before, is what I am told. I feel, and I could be wrong, that there was a knock 'em dead argument that happened. That's what makes logical sense to me about what I don't know. That's what makes sense. This like idea of this amazing godly relationship with that is not accurate, and it would not have been relevant if Erika had kept it honest. Picturegate, who put that picture away?
Yeah, I mean, I could see why she snapped off on Druski and Candace Owens like that. I mean, Candace pointed out some amazing evidence. This brings a lot. This brings a lot into public perspective here, man, and that would explain why Charlie was moving the way he was moving with the will and so forth. You know, and you know, I'm at the point where I can't wait till they just phase out with this Erika Kirk person. She's became somewhat of a polarizing character because of her controversies, but you know, it's going to be about time that this whole character, the Bride of Chucky character, just phases out.
I want justice for my husband.
When one of President Trump's closest advisors, who is vocally advocating for us to not go to war with Iran and for us to rethink at least our relationship with the Israelis, and then he's suddenly publicly assassinated.
Go down that rabbit hole, whatever.
We were stopped from continuing to investigate.
You don't need anything else.
Charlie was under a lot of pressure from a lot of pro-Israel donors.
He took massive abuse from his own donors, and they expressed it to him in a very intense way. I know because he showed me.
I have text messages, Megyn, calling me an anti-Semite.
Be very careful, Charlie. The prophets warned that those who curse Israel will be cursed. He is going to lift his hand from you. It will be to your peril. He did feel threatened by that.
He didn't say that. Everyone wants an answer to this evil. And sometimes the answer is very clear.
We still had a lot more leads to run down that pertained to some kind of a foreign nexus.
How do you know?
We're cut off pretty early on from being able to access like the files.
I've seen it all.
Told that, hey, you guys need to stop. You can't work on this anymore. Not an honest effort was given.
You don't believe the truth. I don't know what to tell you.
If it is a slam dunk case that he took the shot, what about all the people who had prior knowledge?
The darker it gets.
I'm over there thinking I'm in crazy towns.
This is a mind virus.
There was more work for us to do on the potential of a foreign nexus.
Israel killed Charlie.
Come on. We're coming up on several months now.
So, look, this is for educational purposes only. And I wanted to put this out here, you know, because we got to understand that nothing happens by chance. You know, Erika Kirk is part of that industry. You know, we can argue all day whether she been, you know, set up as an agent or not, but it damn sure looks like that's what the case is, right? You know, I don't want to talk about this too much longer, but I want to say this, and this is what I want to just kind of close with, right? Matter of fact, let's remove this. It's just something, a thought that came to my mind, something I noticed about America in general, right? Here in America, Black pain is shunned upon. Black pain is not allowed to exist. Black anger is not allowed to exist in the time that we're in. And I noticed this, you see a Spanish person upset. Oh, they just feisty, they just speaking their mind. Oh, Spanish people get mad. Oh, they just, it's kind of swept under the rug, right? White person gets angry, gets upset. It's looked at as, oh, what happened to you? Oh, Sharon, she's going through a lot, and everybody's very sympathetic. Every race of people, they allowed to have a side to them that expresses their pain in some regards, right? But if you have a Black woman who gets angry, oh, that's ghetto, that's ratchet, and that's, oh, look at her. It becomes a spectacle, right? And then if you're a Black man, good gracious, if you're a Black man, you intimidating, you're made to look crazy, something's wrong with you. Everybody around you becomes a victim. Oh, you're destructive. Oh, you become dangerous. As a Black man who has any level of anger because somebody may be doing something that you do not like, you cannot express that. You instantly become criminalized, right? Now, imagine this. We're talking about the race of people who have had generational trauma after trauma after trauma after trauma. And in 2026, Black pain and anger is still frowned upon or shunned or dismissed. And it's just something I got to point out, because you can see how they set up a system where everybody else is allowed to grieve. Everybody else is allowed to feel. But the ones who are actually God's people. But the ones who are actually the ones who can correct the situation that's going on in this planet, that's going on in America. It's something I thought about, and it's one of those things. Sometimes I get these thoughts and I'm like, man, I know that the Most High got to deliver us from this wickedness. He got to deliver us from this captivity that we're still in, where we're not able to even express when we are shorted, or if we're upset, we're just not even allowed to express it. Yeah, they make Black men feel like their feelings are illegal. A Black man so much as raise his voice, he's dangerous. And it's just something that I think about. And I'm gonna be honest, a lot of the times, man, I be feeling sorry for young brothers these days, bro. I be feeling sorry for them. I be feeling, because it's like, you're in a world where they don't want you to display your masculinity. You're in a world where they don't want you to have control over anything. They don't want you to have control over your household. They don't want you to have control over your own business. They don't want you to control your purpose. And then they put these people who are privileged. You put these privileged people all over TV, and their pain is supposed to be greater than ours. And then you see this, and it really makes you have way less sympathy for these damn liars and these devils out here. You shouldn't have no sympathy for them. All they do is perform. You know, and the hypocrisy that shows with these individuals, such as like your Erika Kirks, a lot of hypocrisy. She sat up there and said that the things she's endured, they stripped her of humanity and they don't deserve to live. But then in the same breath, she speaks against political violence. It's so much hypocrisy, but that's with a lot of people these days. Somebody said, old school rules, thank you, says truly we all we got. That's true. We all we got. It is so true. Yep, we can, some underground said it. We can only express pain when they profit off of it. Exactly. Yeah, they want us to suffer in silence unless our pain can somehow better them. Unless our pain can help lift them up and put them on some type of pedestal. Unless they can control our pain. That's the only way we can feel pain, if they can control it. If they can use it to exploit it and benefit themselves. That's what it is. Yep. That's real talk. Yep. But they can gallopant all on TV and shed crocodile tears and we're supposed to care. Like they will force you to care. They will force you to look at this obvious devil as a grieving widow, an obvious demon. Why? Because it validates some it validates some programming that they put out there that these women are, all of these women are just damsels in distress. And if they shed tears, you should believe them. If they play victim, you should believe them. If they get on camera and cry, if they cry, you're supposed to soften your heart. Hell no. No. We're going to point that stuff out. All of the double standards and hypocrisy, it just has to go. And we can't fall for it. Christy Singleton, thank you. She says, I love all your content. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, you know, sometimes I like to go into different topics here and there. You know, of course, everybody, you know, everything I cover is not for everybody, but I'm glad you enjoy the majority of the material. I wanted to talk about this because, you know, right now, Erika Kirk is actually going viral. And I just found it necessary because I was one of the first people to start calling her out, even before Candace Owens. You know, when Charlie Kirk first passed away, I literally went live right when it happened. Erika Kirk's next interview after that, I did a total breakdown. It did a lot of numbers and stuff, but then I started seeing everybody talking about it. So I just wanted to go pivot back and talk about Erika Kirk. But, you know, you're not going to see me talking about her too much. But nonetheless, it is what it is. You know, I'll go back and revisit that topic time from time. I don't know what just happened. Somebody says, so what happens once we unplug from everything? Well, once we unplug, I think we'll start building for ourselves. Yep. Oh, yeah. I've been wanting to tell y'all. People was asking me the other day, like, Bree, what you thought about the Michael Jackson movie? Since we here, just chop it up with y'all for a little bit. Yeah, I went and seen that jump. I think Mortal Kombat come out in 8 days. Mortal Kombat 2, I'm going to see that. Got to go see Mortal Kombat. And then shortly after that, Street Fighter come out. I'm going to go see that too. The Michael Jackson movie. So, well, first and foremost, what is his name? Jafar, his nephew Jafar. Man, he did a great job, man. He's just about as talented as Mike with the choreography. I don't think he was, I don't know if that was his singing voice or was he lip singing Mike? I don't know. But his choreography and all of that, it was on point. Okay, so when the movie was over, everybody was cheering. I mean, people in the movies was literally clapping, you know what I'm saying? You had grown men up in there, you know what I'm saying, standing up, doing the dances, all that, bro. That it was that kind of movie because our people love some music. And Mike was talented. Yeah, Mike was talented, and Jafar did a good job duplicating his uncle. However, here's my only pushback, not even a pushback. This is my only critique of the movie. I feel like that maybe they could have just did a Michael Jackson by like a actual documentary of just Michael Jackson. It's so many clips of Michael Jackson, and it was so based on the performances. Like the later half of the movie was just, and it was good. It was good, but I think they could have did just as good with a documentary of actually Michael Jackson. Not to take away from what Jafar did and nothing like that, because it was you're gonna watch the whole thing, you're gonna enjoy it. You're gonna enjoy it, but yeah, what I mean with real footage, yeah, just take real footage. Y'all, okay, so y'all remember when they did Tupac Resurrection? Somebody said I'm speaking facts. Yeah, I'm telling you. You must have went and seen it, Underground. So you know how they did with Tupac Resurrection when they just kind of took real clips and real things that Pac was saying? I think that would have done just as good, if not better, than the movie. That's just my opinion, but it was good. It was good. I mean, as far as the nephew's acting and stuff go, you're gonna be impressed by that. You're gonna be impressed by the makeup. You're gonna be impressed by stuff like that. How they made him look like Mike. But that joint was straight. I mean, you're gonna watch it. You're gonna like the movie. That's just my little critique on it. Somebody said you don't strike me as a Mortal Kombat fan. Oh yeah, of course. Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat. Yeah. Yeah, I grew up playing that stuff, man. Watching that stuff. I'm looking forward to that Street Fighter more because, you know, we're going to have 50 Cent playing and then he's going to be playing somebody other than 50 Cent. Every movie, 50 Cent is playing 50 Cent. Yeah, somebody said, hopefully we'll get a documentary soon. Yeah, I think you can actually listen. Honestly, one of y'all can make the documentary. It's so much stuff on Mike. Somebody can get on CapCut and make something real good, honestly. Yup. Somebody said, yeah, Michael was just that good. Yeah, he was just a good performer. I mean, he was real good. I mean, but as far as the movie going into like a lot of the personal stuff, it didn't really show that much. I mean, it had Joe Jackson. Of course, Joe Jackson, always the bad guy. I mean, here's I might get pushback for what I'm about to say, but I don't know exactly all the things Joe Jackson did. So when I say this, I'm just throwing it out there that sometimes black men who are tough on their kids and push them to doing something great, sometimes they get a bad rap in America in general. And I'm not saying that's the case with Joe Jackson, because if he was really abusing them kids, which I don't know, I wasn't in the Jackson household, but I noticed that in America, like dads get taken out the equation. Like you see an NBA star doing good, they always got to thank their mom. It's very rare that pops is in the picture, or at least they show him. You know what I'm saying? It's very rare that, like, I think about the Ball father, LeVar Ball, who brung D'Angelo and all of the brothers in. He bring 3 sons into the NBA? And y'all remember how the media used to treat him? Make it seem like he was some kind of bozo. Like, man, this man brung 3 NBA stars you know? And I don't doubt that Joe Jackson was abusive. I don't know. I mean, he whooped him. I mean, I don't know. I don't know about y'all, but you know, we used to get whoopings when we grew up. I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know. I don't. However you choose to raise, you know, spare the rod, spoil the child. But you know, we got spankings growing up, and I can't say that spankings are necessarily abuse. Now, if he done something, if he was doing, look, I don't know. I don't know the whole history of Joe Jackson. But I can see in the movie, it kind of highlighted how he was trying to kind of grandize himself off the work of the kids. But other than that, the movie mostly showed how talented Mike was, like, and how hands-on he was. He was very hands-on with everything, the choreography. It showed how, you know, he kind of brought the Bloods and Crips together for the Thriller video. It just more so highlighted his greatness. That's what the movie did. It highlighted how talented he was. It didn't really go into too much. It did show how he picked out his management when he went solo. You know, to show that he was kind of hands-on, because Michael Jackson was business savvy. He was business savvy. So, yeah, all in all, I like the movie. Somebody said, yeah, Joe Jackson was very abusive. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to watch some documentaries on that. Because based on the movie, they only really show him spanking Mike. They show him spank Mike a couple of times. And I mean, they didn't show him spanking nobody else, but they showed that a couple of times, but sometimes movies can be a dramatization. You know? Yep. Yeah, but other than that, man, you know, I'm looking forward to a few movies that's gonna come out. I don't really think I want to go see Scary Movie. I lost interest in those Scary. I know that comes out soon. I'm not really trying to see the Wayans brothers playing in another Scary Movie in their 50s, bro. I don't think I'm really looking forward to that. Somebody said, how come none of them said that themselves, though? What do you mean? None of the Jackson family said it themselves? Yeah. I wish they would have showed a little bit about that too. Like that's the part I wanted to really see if the movie was going to go in. I wanted to see if they was going to go into the pushback that he was getting from the elite a little bit, just a little bit, and how he got the rights from the Beatles and owned a half of Sony Records. I wanted to see them show that side of Mike a little bit more. It did show him boss up when he was choosing management. It kind of showed that he was hands-on with the business, but I wanted them to take it a little step further and show that that man wasn't playing with his business. Like he was going all in. And the movie was pretty long too, but a lot of it was just performances. And people liked the performances, but I wish they would have got a little bit more into the nucleus of the business. That's my only criticism. Because if we wanted just a concert movie, you could just make a documentary. And I think people would have liked that too. And they might already have some documentaries like that. Somebody said they killed Mike because he was becoming too powerful. That could be. That could be. Yeah, man. But anyway, y'all, I just thought I'd chop it up with y'all this evening. If you like the broadcast, make sure you like, share this video everywhere, get the word out. Of course, sometimes on this platform, when you say certain things that they don't like, they start playing with your numbers. And I noticed a couple videos ago, I think I said something I shouldn't have said. It was actually in the upload. I'm telling y'all, man, this is why I be asking y'all for y'all support. And I ask y'all to share and like and support the material, because not only do I deal with at times lack of support, but in other times I'm dealing with going against YouTube. I'm dealing with going against the machine of YouTube. And you say something they don't like, then you get punished for it. They'll take you out your algorithm and all that kind of stuff. Allegedly. Because they see everything that I'm saying. They got AI to pick up my whole transcript. Straw Hat, thank you for the support. Says, hey brother, you need to check out Project Hail Mary. It's the best film I've seen in a long time. What's Project Hail Mary? I might have to check that out. I'll look it up. Yeah. Somebody says same with Whitney. They need to do a Whitney biopic too. I mean, they've done a lot of documentaries kind of highlighting her habits and problems, but they need to do something that show her skill. I would like to see a movie based around her talent. I'm telling you. Yep. Somebody said, who feel like Mike still alive? Yeah, Mike could be still alive, man. Oh, also in the movie, man, they were showing how kind Mike had a good heart, like for helping people. Like that movie, like they showed that when he got when he performed for Pepsi, and he went on tour with his brothers and his hair caught on fire. He donated all of the money from the lawsuit to the burn unit he was in. I thought that was cool. And he would look out for the kids, and you know what I'm saying? He was just a generous giver. So, stuff like that, they did their thing highlighting that. Yep. But anyway, brothers and sisters, I ain't gonna hold y'all all night. Thank y'all for viewing. I appreciate y'all's time. Of course, I got more material coming. I will be chopping it up with y'all in the near future.